Hostile UAV spotted.
What's going on, guys? It's Retro0Game for the win here, and thank you for tuning back into my channel. Today we'll be talking about how I became a good Call of Duty player. That's right, how I became a good Call of Duty player. Many people sit and figure out, well, how can I become a good Call of Duty player? And for me, I'm gonna give you guys my ways of how I became a good Call of Duty player, actually. So for me, when I first got Call of Duty, I played a lot of the story modes. When I played the story modes, I worked on my aiming, worked on my headshots, killing people, when to use different things, and exactly how I will map out taking cover and things like that. Because some people, what they do, they just run and gun, become aggressive and things like that. In my free-for-all match that I'm playing right now, I realized a lot of aggressiveness that I've played, but sometimes with my aggressiveness, I know how to recover myself. And like I said before, you play by yourself. Make sure that sometimes what you do, you make sure your surroundings are good. Make sure that you take cover when need be. Because if you're running around with low health, you're going to die as soon as someone sees you and shoots that first bullet. Also, make sure you play with your favorite class, because if you don't play with your favorite class, what's going to happen is you're playing with a gun that you don't know what you're doing with. You don't know the recoil, you don't know the rate of fire and everything, and then you're stuck with that weapon and then you're missing all of your shots. For me, I'm using the Man of War right now, and the Man of War is just a god for me. Like Black Ops 3, I guess they boosted the recoil and made it less so that way you can shoot the gun perfectly. Like, it seems like a laser to that gun. Like, I don't know what they put with that gun, but it's excellent. And the Man of War is like my girlfriend, basically. Like, I use that gun to its full potential. It doesn't let me down in any gunfights, and if it does, that's on my end. Like, I don't feel as though that the Man of War lets me down on any part on its end. It may be me, because maybe my sensitivity is up, but it's just the Man of War is the best. I really recommend that gun to you guys because it is a beast. Another thing, work with your team. Teamwork is key. I have realized that countless times I've been playing by myself and I'm going running and gunning, and when I look, I'm by myself. Sometimes running with your teammates is the best to do, because if a person kills you and then your teammates are around, they can kill the person that killed you and then keep moving as a team. It's also best if you work with a party. Like if you have a lot of friends that you play with, and you can form up a team of 6 or a team of 5, whichever is better, because the more people that you have that you can communicate to, the better off that you'll be able to work to pull out the win. Another thing is, have a game plan on what you're going to do. Don't just figure that you're going to run out in the battlefield and just be the best and kill everybody that you see. It's not like that, because sometimes you may have to take that cover or take that piece of cover that you see and get behind the wall if you need to. And if you gotta reload, make sure you get behind cover, because if you're not behind cover, that's your ass right there, really, guys. So, make sure you have a game plan, exactly what you're gonna do, because if you don't, it's all about strategy. You just have to make sure that your game plan is set and what exactly you're gonna do to execute your plan. Another thing, make sure you choose the right perks. It's a lot of perks on Call of Duty that they have for you to be able to use, such as, using Ghost or anything, ping, quick draw, whichever, whether it's from MW1 on to Black Ops 3, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you have the right perks that best suits you. Whether you're an aggressive person and you need quick draw and Ghost to make sure you're stealthy and you're quick on shooting your bullets, whether it's you're supportive and you need to have a little bit of kill streaks going towards you, maybe you need like a couple points for a UAV. You can use a perk that already gives you a couple points for you to get to your UAV. Make sure you pick which role you want to be, attack or support. That helps when you're trying to become the best that you can be in Call of Duty. Another thing is, make sure you pick the right loadout for you. Sometimes you have guns that needs the right perk for it to be able to be a menacing gun. I know for me, when I'm using the Man of War, I use quick draw for the Man of War, and I also use fast hands, because when quick draw and fast hands works together with the Man of War, it's dominating. Like, no one can ever stop me when I'm in a gunfight with them with just shooting when I have quick draw and fast hands on. So, you know, you just gotta make sure you have the right loadout on a gun, so that way you can be able to execute your kills thoroughly. Another thing, choose the right weapon, because like I said before, you know, the Man of War is my perfect weapon for me. You know, I always go in a gunfight and I'm good with the Man of War. And I know that when I use the Man of War, I have nothing to worry about. You know, it's just self-explanatory. Make sure you have the right weapon that best suits you. Another thing is, memorize the map. You know, you have to memorize the map, because if you do not memorize that map and you don't know where you're going, then you're going to get flanked all the time. Make sure you know where the enemies are spawning. Make sure you look at your map to see which way your teammates are coming, because if you're running towards your teammates and your teammates are running towards you, that obviously means that the enemies are behind you. So maybe you want to turn around and go towards where your teammates are going, or maybe wait for your teammates to get to you so you all can push up together to take on the enemies. Make sure you work with your teammates. Teammate is key. Team is key. Remember that, guys. That's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial on how I became a good Call of Duty player, and I hope that you guys use this to your advantage, so that way you can become the best Call of Duty player you can be. And Retro is gone, guys. Peace out.